Hello guys and welcome to the Next Generation. The reason why I'm doing this podcast is because one of my friends sadly passed away not so long ago. He committed suicide through mental health. He's gone through a lot of tough things in his life and I wish he was here today to tell you what happened. So I made a promise to myself and said I'm going to try and help much people as possible. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to invite people onto the podcast and tell them their stories, and hopefully, fingers crossed, a lot of people will feel the same way, feel how they felt, and kind of understand like life can be hard, but life can get better. The reason how I know this is because I've been through some tough stages in life. Everyone's been through some tough stages in life, but today I'm going to tell you what I've been through. So, as a child, obviously I was confident, cocky kid. Like, I thought everyone loved me. I thought I was popular, but no, I wasn't popular. People were laughing at me, not with me. And I didn't recognise that at the time. I just thought, yeah, I'm loving life. This is how life is. People laugh and joke and all this and all that. And I'm not going to lie, I probably took it too far now and then. But that's not the point. You shouldn't pick on someone who's smaller than you. Like, I'm not going to lie, yeah, when I was in primary school, I was in year 6, I thought I was the same size as a reception kid. People honestly thought I've just joined the school. I walked into high school, people were like 6 foot tall, 5 foot tall. I was only 4'9". I wasn't even reaching 4 foot. And also, talking about height, there's a story I can tell you about height. So I went to Blackpool Pleasure Beach once, and this was my first year of school. And when we were going on the rides, I weren't tall enough for absolutely nothing. And the only ride I was tall enough for was the teacups. I wasn't even tall enough for the bloody bumper cars because, you know what I mean, the seatbelt couldn't go around me or something, but somehow I didn't go on the bumper cars. So I were absolutely devastated. I went home crying my eyes out. And my dad said, "Don't worry, son, I'll get you on it next time." So I was praying and hoping for all year to be on the rides next time. And then, yeah, I ended up getting on him with insoles in my shoes, like. So anyway, talking back to school, school was tough, you know what I mean? I was a small kid and people wanted to pick on me and all this and all that. And I thought, nah, I'm not having it. I'm moving to Blackpool. So I moved to Blackpool thinking the grass is green on the other side. But it made the bullying worse. I like a black sheep in a white sheep's pen. I like a sore thumb, stand up like a sore thumb. And honestly, it was tough. You know what I mean? I went home every day crying, going to sleep, not wanting to go up, not wanting to go to school. Stayed in my room all day, every day. Went downstairs all the time, eat loads of food, put loads of weight on. I put about 3 stone in about a month and a half just for eating loads of shit. And yeah, it was tough. So one day, I didn't have enough sleep. I was crammed as a wasp, and I ended up punching this lad and got perm mode from school. And yeah, after that, it was the best thing, but the worst thing in my life. Best thing in my life is because I thought, oh, buzzing. You know what I mean? I can do bricklaying, I can do this, I can do that, and I can smoke in school and everything. I was buzzing. I took me e-cig and everything, thinking I was like the proper top dog. But made me worse, like, because I got bullied a lot more because these were like really bad kids, and I was bad, but I weren't this level bad. People burning the lighters and putting a smiley to my finger. This one girl once burnt my hair like with hot water. I jumped out the seat like, you fucking dickhead! You've burnt my hair! You've burnt my hair! Like, I felt like I had blisters growing on my head as soon as that. If I didn't go to that school, I don't think I'd be on TV, because what happened there was some kid was bullying me, chucking cement in my builder's bottom, as you should say, nice and polite. Basically down my pants. Like, he threw it down and it like landed like straight down. I thought, proper wound up and stuff. But anyways, that happened, and then I went to the bathroom, sorted myself out, and then went to my head teacher's office. I said, "Miss, come on, Mum, I want to go home. If you don't come on, Mum, I'm walking out." Do you know what I mean? I was fuming, and I thought, right, this is it. My life is over. Like, I'm a mess up. I'm a failure. You know what I mean? I didn't want to commit suicide, but like, say if I got hit by a car that day or ran over by a bus or something like that, something so stupid, I won't care. Like, if I woke up the next day and I was dead, I don't care. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't go to the extent of killing myself because I want to put my family through that mess. You know what I mean? Like, being devastated and all that. So I thought, nah, this is it. If I die tomorrow, I'm dead. I'm not scared of death. And I went in, and she was like, "Oh, Presley, this is Presley I've been talking about." I thought, fucking hell, who's this? Better not be a therapy, you know what I mean? And then she was like, "Oh, I'm Courtney from TV and all this, and we're doing the Freddie Flintoff Field of Dreams in Blackpool, Manchester, and Liverpool." I said, "All right, no worries." She said, "Oh, can you do a Zoom call with us?" Hold on a minute. Let me, I don't want to do this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm already famous. I've been on Netflix. I'm like, give me a minute, man. Like, let me have a think about it. She said, "Here's a letter. Take it to your mum. Have a chat with your mum and see if you want to do it." So I go to my mum. I go. They want me to go on TV. They want me to go on TV with Freddie Flintoff. I don't even know who that is. She wants me to go on TV. She's like, "Oh, Presley, this is the best thing you'll ever do. You know what I mean? I'll be your biggest supporter, all this and all that." And I went, "Mum, I don't want to do it though." She's like, "Well, do it, and if you don't like it, you don't have to do it. You can come out of it." So I thought, all right, no worries, I'll do that then. So I go in, and then I meet Fred. I'm like, fucking hell, Fred, you're tall. You know what I mean? And after that, it's like, this, I can't get out of this. And at one point, I got really, really wound up, and I thought, nah, I can't be arsed doing this anymore. You know what I mean? Because I never stick to anything. I did boxing, I did karate, I've done everything. Every sport I've done, you know what I mean? And I thought, nah, I don't want to do this anymore. I only did it for the filming, do you know what I mean? Because I didn't really like cricket at first. And then when we started playing games and stuff like that, and I started falling in love with cricket, you know what I mean? And getting my qualification, and I'm doing other stuff with schools and all that. Yeah. So after that, kind of like changed my life kind of thing. I mean, I seen a different perspective of life. I mean, like, I'm not just useless, I'm not just a waste of space, do you know what I mean? And when I went on TV and when it went air and everything, and people coming to me like, "Oh, Presley, how you doing? Can I get a photo? Can I get a signature?" I thought the honest were taking the piss out of me, like, "Oh, I'm not that famous, mate, chill out. But nah, it were amazing, like, and this is what I'm trying to do to you guys. I'm trying to make you realise you can be the lowest to the lowest, do you know what I mean? And then you can go from here straight up to here, and it's mental. But the most question I get messaged on my Instagram, talk, everything, are them tattoos real? I'm looking at a 12-year-old for when I'm 18. Why? Right, because I've got a baby face. Why do you take the piss out of me? Because I'm only 5'1" or 5'2" or 5'3" with shoes on, you know what I mean? I kind of make myself just that little bit bigger than I'm supposed to be. Yeah, I just, you know what I mean? I like to be that little bit taller. But I still get mick took out of me these days, but I've had that much trouble in my life, people taking the piss out of me. It just goes through one ear and out through the other. Because of that, when my grandma tells me to bring the washing downstairs, it goes through one ear and out the others. It's a bit of good and a bit of bad, because when your grandma's like, Presley, get that washing down the stairs now. Oh, Grandma, sorry, I didn't hear you, sorry. And then she's like, you can do it yourself now. We're like, oh, Presley, come and bring down your ironing so I can do your ironing for you. I hear that straight away, you know what I mean? I take down my bockies, my socks, my t-shirt, my jeans, everything. She's like, I'm not ironing that. I'm like, well, you told me to bring my ironing down. So, yeah. Honestly though, guys, life might be tough. The reason why I'm doing this podcast as well is because I'm going to get a lot of people on here. I've already had people messaging me to come on and try and explain to you guys where they've come from and look at them now. Like, I've got some bare knuckle fighters who's been through their own troubles. I've got people who's had no GCSEs and got their own business. I've got people who wants to come on who's lived low in life and become like TV star. Like, I'm not going to ruin it for you guys, but there's some good people who's coming on here, and I hope you do enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? And if any of you guys want to join my podcast and you've got a story, please email me at presleypennington085@icloud.com. And honestly, guys, I'll love to use to come on here, because it's not just me doing this for fame or doing this for money or anything like that. Because I won't make no money off this. And if I did, it would be going to like charities and stuff if I ever did it. But yeah, I just want you guys to feel like you're not alone, because you're not. But you're not. Honestly, you're really, really not. The toughest part of life, I reckon, is the teenagers, because you're going through high school, you're going through, like, life, you know what I mean? Life is when you're a teenager. This is your first part of life as a teenager. And then when you turn, like, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, you've got, like, car insurance, you've got your house to pay for, you've got bills to pay for, and it just gets tougher and tougher and tougher. And you got to go to work, and you got to do this, you got to do that. And it's not just all about, I feel shit today, this and all that. It's about getting out there and becoming the best version of you every single day. Every single day. Do you know what I mean? Like, see if you had one shit day, do you know what I mean? Just try and improve it. Like, you've gone into your English lesson and you think, this teacher's a right prick. Do you know what I mean? You're like, nah, I ain't letting her win today. I ain't letting her win. Oh, yeah. Every time I go mad, every time I come in this lesson, he always gives me a detention. Just prove to yourself you can do it. Just prove to yourself. I mean, but I could say I've got no GCSEs because I don't. But also, I can say life is that little bit tougher without the GCSEs. It's doable, but it is that little bit tougher. Do you know what I mean? I didn't go to college and I went straight to work. But when you go straight to work, you're on minimum wage, you're on £7.55, and it goes up to £12.60. But if you go to college, you get your qualification, or you might get an apprentice. But if you're doing like a health and social, and you don't go to apprentice kind of thing, then you're stuck in college. You only can work Saturday and Sundays. I'm not being funny, but if I went to work or if I went to college all week and then had to do a Saturday and Sunday job, it's not good. I wouldn't like it. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to graft and graft and graft. And I don't mind it. You know what I mean? I don't mind grafting. Also, it's a risk really, because say if I don't have a job, I'm 18, I'll have to go with universal credit. And I'm not being funny. I won't want to have universal credit. I want to be having my own income and earn my own income, so I can go, right here, I've got £2,000 here, I want to go on holiday. Or I've got £4,000 here, here's £1,000 to my sister, here's £1,000 to my other sister, here's £1,000 to my car, here's £1,000 for me. Do you know what I mean? That's what you can do. You know, you've got your own money there, you can do whatever you want, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, this podcast is for the next generation. I'm going to say it and say it and say it again, because it is for you guys. Listen, if you're struggling, there's things out there. There's the Samaritans, there's the Andaman Club, there's anything, there's loads of places to go. Or even just email me. Just email me and say, hey up Presley, I'm struggling, lad. I'll be like, right, what's your problem? Let me try and help you. Do you know what I mean? And if I can't help you, I'll get someone else to help you. I promise you that now. But honestly, guys, if you are struggling, you're not all alone. Please, I had a message the other day, and this lad were going to jump off the windy bridge in Burnley. It's a green bridge, right? And a lot of people try and jump off that bridge. A lot of people. And it's a struggle to say this, but I just couldn't imagine, right? I'm closing my eyes now just to try and imagine it. Holding them railings and looking at down there, seeing cars flying past or seeing something flying past. Like, I tried to jump off this thing in Turkey, and I thought, wow, what if I jump off and snap my neck? You know what I mean? And I thought, nah, this is unlucky, this is unlucky. And then my little sister did it. I thought, right, I need to go now. I ain't getting embarrassed by my little sister. So, yeah, like, I've never been through attempting suicide, honestly. I feel for them people who really, really do. And that's why I'm setting up the next generation. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching the next generation, guys. And if you've got any requests, if you've got anything like that, please give me a message. Thank you very much appreciated. And see you all again soon. Thank you.